Hello, welcome to the daily English news program on Azərbaycan Television with the most important events of the day. I'm your host, İlham Məmmədov. A military parade dedicated to the third anniversary of the victory in the patriotic war was held in the city of Xankəndi. President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Commander-in-Chief of the Armed Forces İlham Əliyev, First Lady Mehriban Əliyeva and their son Heydər Əliyev attended the parade.
Azərbaycan Respublikasının Müdafiə Naziri General Polkovnik Cənab Zakir Həsənov.
Parad, fərəqət, salamlama vəziyyətini al. Diqqət, mərkəzə.
Azərbaycan Respublikasının Prezidenti, Silahlı Qüvvələrin Ali Başkomandanı Cənab İlham Əliyev.
Cənab Azərbaycan Respublikasının Prezidenti, Silahlı Qüvvələrin Ali Başkomandanı, qoşunlar, zəfər gününə həsr olunan hərbi parada düzülüb. Müdafiə Naziri General Polkovnik Zakir Həsənov.
Salam əskər.
Xalqımızın ümumilli lideri Ulu Öndər Heydər Əliyevin və ölkəmizin suverenliyi, ərazi bütövlüyü uğrunda şəhidlik zirvəsinə ucalan vətən övladlarının xatirəsini yad etmək üçün sükut elan edilir.
The head of state made a speech at the parade noting that 3 years ago, the city of Shasha, the crown jewel of Karabakh, was liberated from the occupiers. A day later, the enemy army surrendered and waved the white flag, which resulted in a complete victory of the Azerbaijani state. The head of state added that this was a historic event. For many years during the occupation, the people of Azerbaijan worked hard for our lands to be freed from the invaders as soon as possible. We brought this holiday closer every day and every hour with our hard work. When the people of Azerbaijan placed great trust in me for the first time 20 years ago, I promised to my dear people as president, I will do everything in my power to restore our territorial integrity. Both in the run-up to the election and during my swearing-in ceremony, I promised to my people that the day would come when we would raise the national flag of Azerbaijan in every corner of the occupied lands. I remember saying 5 years ago during a military parade held in Azadlik Square in Baku in September 2018 that the day would come when the Azerbaijan flag would flutter over all our lands that were still under occupation, and this day has come, said President Ilham Əliyev. Noting there were no such bright victories in the centuries-old history of the Azerbaijani people, the head of state added that the Shasha operation, and indeed all other military operations carried out in 44 days, the bravery of our soldiers are an epic of heroism. By defeating the enemy on the battlefield and liberating our cities and villages, Azerbaijani soldiers and officers showed true heroism for 44 days. Every day we went forward, we never took a step back. The enemy army, seeing the professionalism and selflessness of the Azerbaijani armed forces, was in a huge state of panic, and according to their own confession, they were 12,000 desertees in the Armenian army during the 44-day war. Not a single soldier of the Azerbaijani army forces left the battlefield. This once again demonstrated the indomitable spirit and high moral qualities of the Azerbaijani people to the whole world. The Shushan operation, of course, has a special place in the 44-day patriotic war because liberating Shusha, which is considered an impregnable fortress located in a very difficult geographical terrain with only light weapons and in many cases in a hand-to-hand combat, required great strength, professionalism and dedication. The sons of Azerbaijan showed exactly that, underlined the head of state. President Ilham said that over the course of 44 days, a lot of pressure was put on Azerbaijan. Threats were coming from different places and capitals. However, no one could divert us from the right path, stressing that he appealed to the people of Azerbaijan during the patriotic war, saying that the enemy should give us a timetable of when it would vacate our lands, and we were ready to stop the war. And so it happened. The head of state said that the enemy was practically ready to capitulate and signed the act of capitulation the following day, and we stopped the war. At that time, our armed forces were just a step away from Hankende. Stopping the war at the time was our conscious choice. The fact that we are holding the military parade here today at the central square of the city of Hankende once again shows how correct and wise that decision was, said President Ilham. At that time, I had no doubt that the day would come when the Azerbaijani flag would be raised here in the city of Hankende. The cessation of the 44-day war November 10, 2020 allowed us the opportunity to return Aghdam, Kalbajar and Laçın districts to us without firing a single shot. The liberation of the Aghdam, Laçın and Kalbajar districts without a single shot being fired saved the lives of thousands of our young people. We would have liberated those districts on the battlefield anyway, however, the number of our martyrs could have been higher. After the Second Karabakh War, we first accelerated the process of army building without stopping for a single day and did not conceal that. We immediately moved to all the important locations of the Karabakh region. At the same time, we took control of the Azerbaijan-Armenia border, which was under occupation for many years. We gradually improved our positions on the border and as a result of various measures gained the most favorable positions on the most of Azerbaijan-Armenia border. Why did we do that? Because we knew that revanchist forces were raising their head again in Armenia. We knew that the foreign forces standing behind Armenia and inciting them to act against us would give them provocative signals again. Therefore, we had to protect our border, and as a result of several military operations, the situation on the Azerbaijan-Armenia border is under our control today. At the same time, several military operations carried out in Karabakh region have created conditions for us to take control over favorable heights in this region as well. At the same time, these operations were a signal to the political leadership of Armenia that they should implement all the provisions of the Capitulation Act and first of all withdraw their armed forces from Karabakh. This is their obligation. But in reality, we saw the exact opposite. Not only were not the Armenian armed forces withdrawn, even more forces were actually sent. At that time, the Laçın-Hankende road was not under our control yet. Weapons and mines were being brought, and the political leadership of Armenia did not want to withdraw its armed forces from Karabakh. The military operations were carried out in the last 3 years, including the Farukh operation, the Sarıbaba Gırgız operation, and indeed other military operations have greatly improved our strategic positions. At the same time, these operations were a message sent to Armenia that nobody and nothing could stop us, that Karabakh is the land of Azerbaijan, that we are the ones dictating the situation here, and that they should immediately withdraw their armed forces from our lands. If they had listened to my words at that time, there would have been no need for the anti-terror measures in September. They only have themselves to blame for all their troubles. Their troubles did not start only 3 years ago. They started at the beginning of the 1990s. At that time, the ungrateful people raised a territorial claim against us on this square. Right in this building, which was constructed by the state of Azerbaijan at one time, insidious plans were being prepared against Azerbaijan. The troubles of the Armenian people were caused by the people who led Armenia. They believed that they would keep our lands under occupation forever. They themselves believed in it so much that they had tried to convince their foreign partners that they have a strong army, that they have strong potential, that they have strong patrons, and Azerbaijan will never venture to liberate its lands by military means. Some of the countries that are greased to their meal and are still standing behind them today share this responsibility with them. And we were saying that we would never come to terms with this situation, and we did not conceal that. So many times we have been told that there was no military solution to the Armenian-Azerbaijan conflict. I was saying that if this issue is not resolved peacefully, we will be left with no other option. Unfortunately, the heroism and professionalism we showed during the 40-war days did not teach the Armenian leadership a lesson. The anti-terror operation in September took only one day, even less than that. Showing professionalism and heroism, the Azerbaijani army decided the fate of that operation in short time, capturing all strategic locations and forcing the enemy army to surrender. Not only did they surrender, even the so-called regime they had created in our lands 30 years ago was terminated. That regime also fell apart, although it was an illegal regime. Thus, we restore historical justice. September 20, 2023 will remain in our history just like November 8. After the Shisha operation November 8, the back of the enemy army was broken, and a day later they signed the act of capitulation. On April 23 of this year, we fully restored our territorial integrity by taking control of the Azerbaijan-Armenia border in the direction of Lachin, and on September 20 we fully restored our state sovereignty. The book of the separatists was now closed. There will be no room for separatism in Azerbaijan anymore. The state of Azerbaijan controls its entire territory today, and this has been achieved by our brave men standing on this square today and by tens of thousands of Azerbaijani soldiers.
Tenteneli, başla! Bölüklerle mesafe bir cızıktar. Birinci bölük düz. Yalanları sağa dön. Dikkat sağa. Adımla. Hoş.
Silahlı qüvvələrin paradiyetləri Azərbaycan Respublikasının dövlət bayrağı və Şuşa şəhərinə sancılan qələbənin rəmzinə çevrilmiş zəfər bayrağı altında tribunaya doğru ilerləyirlər.
President of Turkey, Recep Tayyip Erdogan, congratulated President İlham Aliyev on the Victory Day. The message states, "I sincerely congratulate all my dear Azerbaijani brothers and sisters, especially Your Excellency, on behalf of the Turkish nation and myself, on the occasion of the 3rd anniversary of the victory, when ancient Azerbaijani lands that were occupied for decades were returned to the motherland. I'm very proud to celebrate this blessed Victory Day in 2023, the year of the 100th anniversary of the establishment of our republic and the birth of nationwide leader Heydər Əliyev. The anti-terror operation you carried out with high precision in Karabakh this September crowned this unique victory achieved through hard work and dedication and under your supreme command. The glorious flag of Azerbaijan, raised by your excellency now, flies in the skies of the motherland and has become a source of great joy and happiness for the Republic of Turkey and the entire Turkic world. I pray for God's mercy to all of our Azerbaijani brothers who died for the homeland. Remember them with respect and express my gratitude to our veterans. I want to emphasize that I am following with appreciation the ongoing restoration and reconstruction works in the liberated districts, and that we as Turkey will always continue to be by your side in this matter, as indeed in everything else. With the strengths we derive from the unbreakable bonds of our brotherhood and alliance embodied in the one nation, two states motto, the concept of unity in joy and sorrow crowned by the Shusha Declaration we signed together with your excellency, together we will take all steps with the peace and prosperity of our countries necessary to establish lasting peace and stability in the South Caucasus, as we have done so far. My dear brother, taking this opportunity, I once again convey my best regards to Your Excellency, wish you good health and happiness, and the people of Azerbaijan well-being. May our victory be blessed and our union be eternal. President İlham Əliyev laid a foundation stone for the village of Qarğabazarı in Füzuli district.
Located at the southeastern foot of the small Caucasus mountain range, Qarğabazar village belongs to the administrative territorial unit of Füzuli district. It is located in the southwest direction of the district, 10 kilometers away from Füzuli International Airport. Historically, the main occupation of the population living in the village was animal husbandry and viticulture. The village is also distinguished with its historical monuments. Shah Abbas Mosque, a bathhouse, a waterway and monuments are among the historical structures here. President İlham Əliyev was informed about the master plan of Qarğabazar village. The designed area of the village is 152.60 hectares. It is envisaged to resettle 2,000 people here. For that purpose, 527 individual houses will be built, but these works will be implemented by stages. During the first stage, the designed area will consist of 35.48 hectares. The number of families planned for resettlement is 1,281. Also, an administrative building, a cultural house, a guest house, a fitness center, a market complex, a school building with a capacity of 384 pupils, a kindergarten with a capacity of 128 children, a restaurant, a craft workshop, an amphitheater, an artificial lake, a mosque, a bathhouse, and other social infrastructure facilities will be built here. As to the employment indicators on Qarğabazar village, 50% of employment will account for agriculture, 10% will account for industrial field, and 40% will account for service field. The village is designed in a modern style by keeping its historical traditions. It is envisaged to use alternative energy means and heating capacity houses in order to save on energy resources.
President of the Republic of Azerbaijan, Ilham arrived in Uzbekistan to attend the 16th Summit of Economic Cooperation Organization. A guard of honor was lined up at Tashkent International Airport in honor of the head of state. President Ilham Aliyev was greeted by Prime Minister of Uzbekistan Abdullah Aripov and other officials. An awareness campaign was organized in New York's famous Times Square and other areas on the occasion of November 8th, the Victory Day of Azerbaijan. It was noted that during the campaign organized by Azerbaijani American Youth Association with the support of the committee, a car with a LED screen drove through the central streets of New York displaying slogans such as Karabakh is Azerbaijan, Azerbaijan is a multicultural country, Azerbaijan is a homeland to a number of ethnic and national minorities. Within the framework of the campaign, attention was also drawn to the problem of landmines in the territories of Azerbaijan, the fact that accurate maps have not been presented so far, and the fact that hundreds of Azerbaijanis have become victims of landmines. Statistical information about the landmine slogans and calls such as Mine-Free Life, From Karabakh to the World, Say No to Mines, Remember Karabakh's Sacrifice, Advocate for a Mine-Free Earth were displayed on the LED screen. You can get in touch with us by contacting AzTV Haber's hotline number 051-511-1956, through which you can report events you come across as well as share your suggestions and remarks. You can also contact us via our WhatsApp and Telegram accounts. That was all for the day. Thank you for being with us. Goodbye.